Ra. Unity. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not here to act like I know the outcome of everything in life. I'm not here to act like I know every chapter of your life and every chapter of your well-being, but it's okay. You may be addicted to pornography. You may be addicted to weed and other drugs. You may be addicted to forms of stagnation. You might be slave to forms of stagnation, like hatred, self-hatred, the ego, fear, anger, frustration. And if you've been pushing against these things and fighting against them, you may be going through a breakup, divorce from parents, issues with a sibling, or even issues from yourself. But I'm here to tell you, it's going to be good if you keep pushing through. You see, to be honest with you, I'm going to stay true and tell you the knowledge that is coming from the roots of my mind and soul combined. But you got to take action. Things will be okay. Things can and will and should and could have a better outcome or a more positive outcome. But not everything in life is going to work itself out for you, works through you. And I'm telling you now that you should take action on certain things. Drug addiction isn't going to go away on its own. Self-hatred won't go away on its own. And doing certain things alone won't put you in a positive zone, because at the end of the day, those forms of stagnation are always going to be blowing up your phone, even if you are or not home. So the point I'm trying to make right now is that when I was addicted to pornography or had self-hatred or I had emotional issues and I couldn't really control my emotions as a person, I thought I could do it alone. And I did do it alone. But you see, the issue is that you shouldn't necessarily deal with these forms of stagnation alone. You shouldn't deal with self-hatred alone. You shouldn't deal with anger alone. You shouldn't deal with emotional issues or emotional damage alone. You shouldn't deal with these forms of stagnation alone. You shouldn't deal with these issues by yourself. And that's what I'm trying to deal with, y'all. That's what the message I'm trying to convey is that you don't have to do these things alone. I did it alone because I dealt with suicide attempts, suicidal thoughts, depression, self-hatred, anger issues, emotional issues, junk food addiction, selfishness. I dealt with a lot of these things on my own because I thought I had to, and I was too afraid to deal with these things from other people. I was too afraid to tell the truth. I was too afraid to free myself because I didn't understand the value of my own well-being. And that's what it seems to me that a lot of people, maybe you watching this video, maybe someone you know, some people are suffering through certain issues that they're not maybe telling you about. They may be dealing with things for years in a row and you don't even know. But you have high hopes that they're doing well. But it's like they got their souls on the shelf, you know what I'm saying? And the point I'm trying to make to you or anyone out there is that it's okay. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to be human. It's understandable to go through these issues. But it's not okay to act like you have to do these things alone. A lot of people put themselves through bad or dire situations or fight through certain bad issues just to say that they did it alone. But they see it as a flex or something cool or badass when reality is that dealing with depression isn't cool. Dealing with depression alone isn't cool. Dealing with anger issues alone isn't cool. Dealing with anything designed to stop you, whether it be suicidal thoughts, suicide attempts, drug addiction, porn addiction, self-hatred, selfishness. Dealing with all of these things alone are not good. Because your chances of discovering the solutions are not very high. Your chances of discovering the solutions on your own and the techniques of your own are possible. But you won't even notice the fact that you've done it. And that's why it's important to be guided or to be helped, because there's someone else in a better position than you right now. Someone who's been through depression, who won through it, who got through it. Pornography, there are people who have fought through these issues. People like me who have realized and developed techniques and skills on how to overcome these fears and these issues and these forms of stagnation. You know? And a big problem with a lot of people is that they're very egotistical. They're a little more egotistical than they can even fathom. Because at the end of the day, like saying, oh, yeah, I did it on my own. I did this on my own. I got this on my own. Like, I understand that some people have situations in life where they have to do things on their own. And that's life. We'll always have to deal with certain things on our own. But at the end of the day, it's like when you can reach out for guidance and help from people in a higher position or an even more positive aspect of life than you, and you continue to put yourself through suffering and sorrow for the sake of saying you did it alone, or I got this bag on my own, or you know what I'm saying, I did this in my own zone, that's wrong. From my perspective, I don't think it's a responsible thing or a positive thing to put yourself through that kind of sorrow, to put yourself through that kind of suffering. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why? Why put yourself through all that suffering and sorrow and that pain? Just to keep stains in your brain that won't go away. The point I'm trying to make is that, like, it could be okay. Whether you have issues or problems. But sometimes you gotta force it to be okay. You may have certain issues in life. You may be dealing with these issues. And it'll pass. And it can pass. But you only have so much time on the hourglass. And sometimes time goes by fast. So just be glad what you have now. See every wreckage in your life as a lesson. Whether it be a breakup or depression, or you lose or gain something you didn't want to gain or lose. See these things as forms of lessons and understand that life and time will go on. But will you go on with life and time and progress as a better person? Or will you progressively get worse as time goes on? And life does its thing. Life waits for no one, time waits for no one, the sun waits for no one, the weather waits for no one. None of these things wait for anybody. And it sure as hell won't wait for you or me. So what are you going to do to be something better? What are you going to do? I said all this to say this, man. It's okay to seek help and guidance. You may have a riot going through your mind, traveling at the speed of time and space, but every day you have the opportunity to be great. So don't fake how you feel. Putting yourself through an emotional thrill as your mind spills on the floor. You know? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. But on a real note, though, like, for real, y'all, like, do your thing, live your life. You're great. You're cherished. You're special. You're beautiful. You're powerful. I appreciate you for taking the time, whether it be by piece, to watch this entire video through and through, or to take the time to watch it whenever you couldn't finish and whenever you could, but you are greatly appreciated. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're powerful, you're a queen, you're a king, you're a warrior, you're a warrior, and you got that. These forms of stagnation, these things are not easy to overcome, but you can be number one. You're number one on the inside, where your greatness resides. So fly high and let your sores heal. Your mind feel great. I don't know what the rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Unity. Love y'all for real.